The New York Knicks picked up a win on Christmas Day over the San Antonio Spurs, 117 to 114. It almost feels like we should not have won this game. Late in the fourth quarter, the Knicks were getting outscored. The Spurs had all the momentum, but Mikal Bridges, who else, was able to pull them to a victory. Give Josh Hart a lot of credit as well for fighting for loose balls. I mean, he had two alone, guys, in the last 10 seconds to prevent the Spurs from getting it and having a chance to tie this game. But Bridges put together the best game he's had as a Knick, maybe the best game of his NBA career. I mean, he finishes 6 of 9 for 3, 17 of 25 from the field, 41 points. He was knocking down tough shot after tough shot, 43 minutes. He's played in over 500 straight consecutive games. He was just on a different level in this one. OG was 3 of 10. Brunson was 7 of 23. Miles McBride was 2 of 10 from the field. The Knicks just could not buy a bucket. They end up shooting 45% from the field and 33 from 3. And again, that's with Bridges out there. Without him, imagine the disparity there. So just give credit to Mikal. All he's had to deal with this season, he got up to a very slow start. And Knicks fans, they'll always show love to their own. But because we gave up our entire future of draft capital, he was under a lot of scrutiny. But man, he's been just stepping up and knocking down shots. And the Knicks, and even Cat, guys, Cat was 9 of 16, 21 points, 9 boards. The fact that 21 and 9 is a quiet game for Cat just says of the greatness of a season he's had. But these guys were not on tonight, and Bridges just stepped in and got it done. Victor Wembanyama went absolutely off. Not that anyone's surprised. He had 42 and 18 to go with 4 blocks. Just completely dominated Cat. And my issue with Cat is that he has a tendency to get into foul trouble. And when he's off, it just gets to his head. I mean, that foul he committed on Chris Paul where Wemby hit a 3, I thought that was going to count. I feel like that momentum sort of swung the Knicks' favor after that didn't count and we got to stop, and then Mikal hit a shot. So, Cat, I mean, he's had a great season. I'm not going to hold too much against him. Same with Brunson. There's going to be nights where these guys are off. They're human. But this is why you trade for Mikal Bridges. That's why he's on the thumbnail. That's why we're going to talk a lot about him. You go out and you get a guy to complement them. The fact the Knicks beat a team that was over 500, 15 and 14 coming into this San Antonio without their 2 stars being on just shows, again, how great of a trade this was. The Knicks, I don't think they would have been able to win a championship without Mikal Bridges, just what he does on both sides. The same thing with OG. They weren't going to let him walk. And then, of course, for Mikal, bring him in. He's expected to take a team-friendly contract similar to Brunson. And Josh Hart, cannot stress enough, man, of the game. He had 12 rebounds, 12 points. We're talking about a 6'4" wing having a 12 and 12 game with 6 assists, 4 of 8. Josh Hart actually tweeted yesterday. There was some Knicks fan was like laughingly said that I'm not tweeting anymore until Josh Hart scores 30. And Hart basically responded, I'm paraphrasing here, saying that, well, you're not going to be tweeting probably ever again because that's not my role for this team. Hart, he's not asked to score. When he does, it's even better. He's asked to pass, to rebound, and to defend. And he does it at as high a level as really any other wing in this game. And then OG defensively as well. I mean, he's been fantastic this season. He has had some off games, but he still is making an impact because of his defense. He was a plus 13. Cat was a minus 13. For even Josh Hart was a minus 1. So the fact OG shot was off, he still impacted the game as much as anyone else in this. Mikal was a plus 8. Precious Achiuwa plus 14 in 20 minutes. Achiuwa had 10 boards, 5 points. He just did a good job of making it tough on Wemby. Now, obviously, Achiuwa is about 6'8". Looking at Wemby's 7'4". So there's a very big disparity there in terms of height. But I thought Achiuwa played well, and I'm excited to see him out there. Jericho Sims remains out of the rotation. Eric Portis hasn't really had an opportunity this season, but clearly Tibbs favors Achiuwa. And then once Mitch comes back, it'll be very interesting to see what we do. Cam Payne played just 5 minutes. Clearly, I mean, Payne did have an early injury. He was a minus 10 in those 5 minutes. Rough game for Cam. But again, because of OG having that plus 13, Precious having that plus 14, we were able to make up for just those 5 minutes that Payne was in. And really outside of that, though, the Knicks, I mean, they only have 5 turnovers. It just was, they weren't knocking down shots. And then defensively, they let the Spurs go on some runs. So the second quarter, for example, we got outscored by 8. And then the fourth quarter, we got outscored by 2. This game, it could have gotten ugly. It really could have. If Mikal didn't play, I think we would have got completely just blown out of the building. I mean, I know it's obvious to just look at his points and then look at everyone else's points. He had 20 more points than any other Knick in this. But just every time the Spurs looked to pull away, Mikal knocked down a shot. Is it Mikal or is it Mikhail? You guys got to let me know. I feel like I might be saying his name wrong. Let me know down below in the comment section. I don't want to say his name wrong, but he's been unbelievable. He's getting it going too at the right time. The Knicks schedule, it hasn't been the most difficult lately. I mean, the Hornets, the Magic, or sorry, that was like a week ago. The Raptors, the Pelicans, the Wolves, the Magic, now the Spurs. So 5 straight wins there. We're at Orlando. That's going to be a tough game. I mean, we've won both this season. At Washington twice. And then we're taking on the Jazz. So we're talking about very, very winnable games coming up for the Knicks. As of right now, we are 20-10. Which puts us, 2.5 games, I believe, behind the Celtics for the 2 seed. Pretty crazy, right? Remember, we started off the season so slow, and now all of a sudden, I mean, the Knicks are just hot. And they're winning games with their defense, too. We know we could score second in three-point percentage, second in field goal percentage, but the key has been the defense turning around. The defense has been one of the best units in all of basketball of late. And that's the difference between the Knicks, again, just being a team that's out there versus a team that can contend. Because of the Knicks defense, that's going to be why they can threaten the Cavs and they can threaten the Celtics. It's not because of their offense. We've known the past really 3 years, the Knicks have had an offense. I mean, they've had Jalen Brunson, Randall when he's been healthy. Of course, DiVincenzo last year was giving us some 3 balls. OG gave us some scoring. It's just going to be health and defense. That's the thing. The Knicks can go toe-to-toe with anyone offensively and getting into shootouts, but can you be off from the field and still win games? And the Knicks were off from the field in this one, and they won the game, which is huge. And Mikal, I mean, he's going to continue to do his thing. I don't see him slowing down anytime soon. Having a number 3 option that's been a number 1 option on the Nets, albeit, but still, I mean, that's just a huge advantage for New York. And you could tell just the way he's shooting it, the confidence is just through the roof. I love what I saw in this one. Happy he's a Knick, and I'm even more happy as well that he's going to take that team-friendly contract. Having Cat and Brunson, and reminder, Brunson's on probably the most team-friendly deal in the league. I mean, he should be making the Supermax, and he's not. And the Cat, of course, is on the Supermax. So having those 2 guys and then having Mikal and having Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, I'd imagine is going to get extended by us within the next couple of seasons, and Josh Hart's paid as well. So a lot of guys are paid. Mikhail's the one guy we're kind of focused on right now, but still, I mean, Achua, we're going to have to get him locked up. He's only on a 1-year deal. But this team, it's coming together nicely. Once Mitch comes back, I think we're going to see just a completely different team. I'm super excited, but go Knicks, go New York, go. Big time win. Wanted this one so bad. It seemed like for years I was just watching the Knicks lose on Christmas, but this time they got it done. I'm out. Peace.